the gaming industry as a whole is just not in a good place right now. In all fronts, and not just one company. All of our big major gaming companies, the big three, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo, they're all in pretty bad spots, and they all do pretty bad things. So what I wanted to do was just go over that and give my opinion on a lot of the bad things I think that these companies are doing, and a lot of it stems from the people in charge, because, you know, if you want to see a company do something bad and horrible, you're like, why are they doing this? You gotta look right at the top. It's always the person at the top, because the person at the top dictates what the people below them do. So let's start with Xbox. So we recently just had it be announced that Phil Spencer is retiring from his role from Xbox, from CEO of Microsoft Gaming, and Sarah Bond, the Xbox president, has confirmed her resignation, and this just randomly came about. I believe just randomly came about on the 20th of February that Phil Spencer was gone. It's just like, effectively on Monday, the 23rd, he retired. And that's what happened. He just automatically retired. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella said that, "I want to thank Phil for his extraordinary leadership and partnership over 38 years at Microsoft, including 12 years leading the gaming division. Phil helped transform what we do and how we do it." Phil Spencer said that that this has been in motion for months. Last fall, I shared with Satya that I was thinking about stepping back and starting the next chapter of my life. Xbox has always been more than a business. It's a vibrant community of players, creators, and teams who care deeply about what we build and how we build it. I'll remain in an advisory role through the summer to support a smooth handover. So during his tenure, Phil was behind the acquisition of Activision Blizzard, and the expansion of Microsoft Game Pass was all Spencer. He was there for that. So, and Phil's been here, like they said, for 38 damn years, dude. He's been through a lot of ups and downs for Xbox, mainly recently the downs. So it's just a shock to hear that, like, he's gone? What? And then at that same time, they went, yeah, Sarah Bond is gonna resign from being president of Xbox. Now, she joined Xbox, I believe, in 2022, and she has been central in Xbox Game Pass and the cloud services, so not stuff I'm too happy about, but she's gone. Like, she's just leaving. And this all was announced on the same day as they also announced that Asha Sharma will be the new CEO of Microsoft Gaming. Now, this comes off to me and to I've seen a lot of people as this is the higher ups at Microsoft said, okay, we're fucking changing shit. You two are gone. Phil, we will allow you to quote unquote announce your retirement, but Sarah, you're fired, essentially is what they did. And they've put this new woman, Asha Sharma, in charge of the Microsoft Gaming division. So she said that my first job is simple: understand what makes this work and protect it. Then she laid out her top 3 priorities. First, great games. Everything begins here. I agree. Then, second, the return of Xbox. Basically, what that comes off to me as try and find an identity for Xbox, because the Xbox core identity, it hasn't had one for the past couple of years. She also talked about AI, where she says, as monetization and AI evolve and influence this future, we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. Games are and always will be art crafted by humans. Now, on the whole, I can kind of agree with what she's saying, right? Games are the first and foremost at Xbox. It's good to get Xbox their identity back, and don't go into AI slop. I think as a whole, we can all agree with that. However, you do have to look at her background. So, Sharma began her career at SC Johnson. She then went on to join the marketing department of Microsoft in 2011 before she joined the startup home services company Porch in 2013. She remained at Porch into 2017 as their chief operating officer. She then joined Facebook as the VP product and engineering. She also serves now as a board member at Coupang, which is a retail company, and Home Depot. She's on the board of Home Depot. So she returned in 2024 to Microsoft to serve as the president of the Core AI division. So she's an AI person. So, not really filling me with hope. None of that background really fills me with hope, where it's like, oh yeah, Xbox is in good hands. Doesn't seem like a freaking gamer to me, baby. Doesn't sound like anyone who has a background in gaming to me. So Sharma did reveal her gamer tag, and players went and found what she's played. She started the profile only in January 15th, about 5 weeks ago. And it's not a lot. Her list is very sporadic. It's got some titles like Master Chief Collection, Forza Horizon 5, Minecraft, Fallout 76, like some good games, but it's like, if you look at the amount of playtime and the sporadicness of it, it doesn't seem real to a lot of people. A lot of people are like, is this just an intern fucking playing this for you? Right? Like, this doesn't seem real, right? Like, it seems very artificial. Now, she has gone on record to say that I created this account recently to learn and understand this world. I've played with my family, and it's a shared home account across devices. Fix that this weekend, and everyone is only playing on their own gamer tags. So here's the thing. And she says, I don't pretend to be the best gamer, and even though I'm playing, that's still not my goal. My focus is to make Xbox the best place to play, return to our roots, ship great things, and become stronger for the future. Now, this is corporate speak there, right? But, like, here's the thing. Even if, like, okay, you're put in charge of a company and you don't quite understand it, I do understand then being like, okay, well, then I gotta go and research as much as I can, right? Like, say, for example, you're put in charge of Star Wars, and you're like, I don't really understand Star Wars, but you're put in charge. Your goal should be to go and understand everything you fucking can about Star Wars. Go watch all the movies, go read some books, go find out go interact with the fan base, see what they like. Do your research. And on that front, I can kind of see where it's like she wasn't really a gamer before. She's put in charge of this, so she's like, all right, well, I gotta start now and go about playing my games. She did admit it was a shared account across devices, so some of those games she probably still didn't fucking play. But, you know, okay, I'm still not, you know, completely happy and sold with her. Now, it is also confirmed that during this whole change-up, that Matt Booty, who was the head of Xbox Game Studios, has been promoted to the Executive Vice President and Chief Content Officer during this whole shakeup. So yeah, Matt Booty somehow managed to survive this whole thing. Maybe the last name is an indicator of how he's still around. So to end this whole little bit off here, we have the co-creator of the original Xbox, Seamus Blackley, has spoken about what he feels about the shakeup, and he says that he believes that this is that Asha is here to end the Xbox brand. So he recently spoke to GamesBeat about the recent shakeup, and he says that he believes that she is here to mark the end of Xbox. That's what he says. He says that the Microsoft CEO, Satya Nadella, has made an incredible number of bets and invested in an incredible amount of money and credibility in the transform model AI future. He believes this focus on AI means that Xbox is being sunsetted, and that Asha Sharma's job is to be a palliative care doctor who slides Xbox gently into the night. He says that her being selected is like putting a major motion picture studio in the hands of someone who doesn't like movies, and a record label into the hands of someone who's never seen a live show. That is true, right? You don't put people who don't know the thing in charge of the thing. You get people who live, breathe, eat this shit. That's what you do. And then he went on to use the hello fellow kids meme, which is very much how a lot of fucking gaming companies are nowadays. So even one of the co-creators of the original Xbox says that this shit sucks and Xbox is being killed. Now, in terms of Xbox dying, it's been dying for years now. Xbox as a brand, it doesn't match up now to Nintendo and Sony when it comes to hardware, when it comes to game releases. It's more or less now, I feel the future Xbox is just going to be a third party. It will go the way of a Sega. It drops out of the console game, and it just becomes a studio that makes games. That's what it'll become, and then those games will go on PlayStation and Nintendo. That's what's going to happen. Or PC, right? I feel like Xbox Game Pass will still be around, and that will just be a streaming service that you can subscribe to. And it will be on stuff like Steam and PlayStation Network and the Switch Store. That's what it's going to be. It's just going to be a streaming service you just subscribe to and you get a bunch of Xbox games. That's what I feel like Game Pass is going to be. Xbox has been getting more into cloud gaming, which is not a thing that you should do. I don't think a lot of people are fans of cloud gaming. I mean, look how Stadia, Google Stadia didn't work out. But I feel like the time is coming for Xbox to be sunsetted anyway. I think before Asha was put in charge, I feel like Xbox was dying anyway. So, yeah. Not good for Xbox. They are dying, and this new CEO seems like she's there to kill it. So moving on from Xbox, let's move to PlayStation. The big news that reached was that PlayStation is shutting down Blue Point Games. This studio is responsible for making remakes mostly. That's mainly what they did. They mainly did remakes. But a big game that they did recently was they did the Demon's Souls remake as of late. And they also were co-developers for God of War Ragnarok. So they had their shit together. They knew their shit, right? They knew their shit. So Blue Point was working. Their most recent game they were working on is they were making a live service God of War game, which was canceled last year. Why the fuck you would put the company that's in charge of remakes and like Demon's Souls and helped make you God of War Ragnarok into a live service game, I'll never fucking know, and that just proves how stupid PlayStation is. And a bad thing about PlayStation is they're getting more and more into the live service market when they shouldn't be. Their core demographic should be the single player, multiplayer, couch co-op market. That's what your focus should be on. But Blue Point shut down, and a lot of people did not take that news well. There was a great tweet by Marek Tymiński, who reached out, and he's like, hey, if you have been impacted by Blue Point, contact us at Cygames, and we have multiple roles, right? We'd love to speak with you, right? Like, he's reaching out to them and trying to get them some more work, and that is based. I love that. That's such a classy thing to do. If you don't know what games Marek made, Cygames made Lords of the Fallen. So, pretty well received game, and I believe Lords of the Fallen 2 is currently coming out in development and coming out soon. So he's definitely got he's definitely got some cred here. But that's very nice and classy of him. To just be like, hey, if you were impacted by this Blue Point game shutdown, contact us. We got plenty of roles that we would love to fill. And we'd love to have you. So that's a really good thing he did, and very classy. So let's go into more of not why Blue Point was shut down, who shut it down, and that is Hermen Hulst, who is currently the one of the chief executive officers of Sony Interactive Entertainment. So Hermen Hulst was a co-founder of Guerrilla Games, which is the studio responsible for Killzone and the Horizon franchises. In 2011, Hurst was made vice president of PlayStation Studios. Then he was promoted in June 2024, along with Hideki Nishino, to joint co-executive officers of Sony Interactive Entertainment. And since his promotion, a lot of people are saying that because of his promotion, that's why we're getting so much Horizon shit, because of his high position in PlayStation. Now, saying Horizon Zero Dawn wasn't a success, you're lying to yourself. It was a massive success. In 2017, this game was like massively huge and was very well received. People liked it. So making a sequel to it made sense. They came out with a sequel in 2022, and it wasn't as well received. It wasn't as well received. I don't remember hearing people say, oh, it's complete trash, or, oh, it panders to like a certain message. I don't remember hearing that at all. I just remember hearing people saying like, it's fine, it's not as good as the first one, but like whatever, right? That's what I remember hearing. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But Forbidden West definitely did not have the same impact as Zero Dawn did. But then after fucking Forbidden West, we get Call of the Mountain, a VR game, right? We get in 2024, they remastered Horizon Zero Dawn and made Aloy look a lot more uglier. They try to make her like fat-faced because you can't have hot women in gaming anymore. Then they had a Lego game. They got a fucking Lego game? This got a fucking Lego game. And then they announced just recently Horizon Hunters Gathering, which is going to be another live service fucking hero shooter. They've got an MMO RPG in the works. I didn't know this was coming, called Horizon Steel Frontiers. Like, what the fuck, man? How the hell does this fucking franchise get all this shit? They've had a comic book adaptation. They had a fucking board game. They were gonna make a live action TV show. PlayStation Productions is making a movie of this fucking game. Like, what the fuck, man? This franchise is one of the most fucking industry pushed things I've ever seen in my fucking life. Because while I hear people say good things about Zero Dawn and Forbidden West, none of them are like, oh, okay, do you think it's like a 10 out of 10? They go, fuck no. Fuck no, man. Like, the biggest comparison I saw is Horizon is the video game version of Avatar. People play it, they say they liked it, and then you ask them to detail the story for you, they can't fucking tell you anything. This series is one of the most, like, fucking AstroTurf things I've ever seen in my life. Like, I can't believe the amount of, like, push this gets. It's unfucking believable. And a lot of people believe that the reason there's a lot of push for Horizon is because of Herman's position. He was there when it was created, so he's pushing his own franchise. Which, it makes sense, dude. It does make sense. So, what else has Herman done? Well, he shut down a lot of other studios, not just Blue Point. He shut down many other studios. So he's shut down Neon Koi, who was part of the mobile division. They never made a single game. Then there was the Sony Japan Studios, which was founded in 1993 as one of the earliest game development studios under Sony Interactive Entertainment. And he shut them the fuck down. They are responsible for the Everybody's Golf franchise, Demon Souls, Dark Cloud and Dark Chronicle, the Ark the Lad series, Bloodborne, the Alundar series, Parappa the Rapper, Ape Escape, Gravity Rush, and Soul Sacrifice, and he shut them down. Pixel Opus, who made 2 games, Entwined and Concrete Genie. Firewalk Studios, which made Concord. That one's actually, you could have shut that one down, yeah. And then Sony's London Studios, which was founded in 2002. He shut them down. They were responsible for the SingStar franchise, the Getaways franchise, and the virtual reality first-person shooter Blood and Truth. The studio was also responsible for PlayStation Home and the iToy themed titles. Do you remember the PlayStation iToy? That's the London studios. And they all have been shut down during his tenure. Hermen Hulst has not been a good, he's not been good, shepherd for PlayStation. He really hasn't. He absolutely hasn't. Sony has now gone more into live service games, which is not what you should be doing. You should be doing more single-player focused games. That's what you should be doing. And as of recently, as the time I record, just before I record this video, it just announced that Sony has announced that they are now going to cut back on putting a lot of their first-party titles on PC. And they're going to keep it as PS5 exclusive, which is the right move to do. I absolutely believe that's the right move to do, is to have exclusive titles that make people go you have to buy a console to do this. That's something Nintendo does very well. You're only playing Mario on a Nintendo console. You're only playing Zelda on a Nintendo console. Kirby, Xenoblade, Fire Emblem, Pikmin, Splatoon, F-Zero, Metroid, only on a Nintendo console. Which is a smart thing to do. And PlayStation has not been doing that as of late. They've been moving more into PC and putting a lot of their stuff on PC. And it makes it so that people are like, okay, well, I don't need to buy a PS5 then. Right? I could just wait for it to come out on PC a year later, and that's what happens. Stellar Blade's now on PC. Spider-Man 2 is now on PC. Ghost of Yotei's now going to go on PC. Why do I need to fucking wait? Why do I need to fucking buy your PS5? I can just wait. Final Fantasy 16 is on PC. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth on PC. I can just wait a year, right? Like, no one needs to buy a PS5. There's no incentive to buy a PS5. There really isn't. Especially in this era where console gaming is not as big as it used to be, and a lot of people are PC master race. So you need a reason for people to buy your fucking console. And you're not doing that. And that is one of the reasons that when Sony announced they are pushing back the PS6 to 2028 or 2029, a lot of people were like, good. Now, the reason they cite is it's going to be a chip shortage because a lot of chips are going up in price and they're being used to make a bunch of AI slop. So they're like, with that shortage, we may, and the whole thing with RAM going, up, it's like, okay, maybe we push back the thing, but, I mean, this is Sony. You know they have a stockpile fucking saved to make a PS6 if they wanted to. I am more excited that the PS6 is getting pushed back because the PS5 has no identity. The PS5, still to this day, does not feel like it's lived at all. The PlayStation 4, you felt it. You felt that console grow, and by the time the PS5 came out, you went, yes, the PS4 has had a life. The PS5 has done nothing. I have felt nothing with this console at all. I got my PS5 in 2021, right? I got my PS5 in 2021. And I have not felt that I've owned a PS5 for like 5 years. I still haven't felt that way. Like, at all. It has not felt that way at all. Do I buy new games for it? Yeah. Of course I do. I've bought Sonic Shadow Generation, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I've bought some other RPGs for it, right? Like, I've bought games for it. But it doesn't feel like how it was with the PS4, where I felt like I lived that era. I played games on that console. I felt like I had used it multiple times. It was worn, right? Because on my PS4, I played fucking both the Telltale Batman games. I played Arkham Asylum, Arkham Knight. I played multiple WWE 2K games on there. I played Minecraft Story Mode Season 2, Spider-Man PS4, AEW Fight Forever, Sonic Frontiers. I own multiple more PS4 games I still haven't played. And I can't wait to. I felt I've used that console, and I'm still using it to this day, but when I use it, I'm like, the memories. It still feels like it's worn and, all that type of stuff. I've used this good, right? PS5 still feels like a shiny new toy to me. Like, I don't really use you that much, because you don't have anything that really entices me to get you, other than Final Fantasy 16? Yeah, maybe that. But, like, even then, it's on PC, right? So the whole thing of Sony now cutting back, and they're like, okay, we're going to put more of our first-party stuff to be PlayStation exclusives again. That's the right move to make. That is the right move to make. Another right move for you to make, stop making live service shit and go back to making first-person experiences. Because that's what's missing a lot of days now is the first-person experience. Like, the one player experience is kind of gone now, and the only company that really does that now is Nintendo, which is a shame. And Nintendo's got their own problems, like their new president of Nintendo of America, Devin Pritchard. So Devin Pritchard, she joined Nintendo of America back in 2006 as the head of the legal department. Scream someone who's worthy to fucking take over this company. She later took on leadership roles in marketing, business affairs, and publisher relations. In November 2021, she began acting as Executive Vice President of Sales, Marketing, and Communications. This doesn't seem like someone who would have, like, the best interests of gamers at heart here. So, Devin Pritchard was made the new CEO of Nintendo of America after Doug Bowser stepped down, and a lot of people had problems with Doug Bowser. We were like, okay, he's kind of ruining Nintendo of America. She's now shown up, and a lot of people are like, actually, Doug, maybe you can stay. She made her first appearance at the New York Game Awards, and this is what she said. She said, "Hi everyone, it's great to be here. My name is Devin, and before anything else, I want to celebrate the New York Game Awards. Then she said, this show connects people who are united by a shared belief that every dream matters and that everyone deserves a chance to do meaningful and creative work in gaming and storytelling. I'm going to stop you right fucking there. No, the fuck they don't. Not everyone deserves to belong in gaming. Only the people who truly love and believe it and want to create something for gamers, for the people like them. The people who use this shit to push a fucking narrative or an agenda, who have infested the gaming industry these past couple years, they don't belong here. So you're wrong there. You're wrong there. She then says, the Playing with Power Purpose program supports the creators, coders, writers, and anyone else dreaming big to join this industry and bring all that makes them unique. I'm excited to meet you, to hear those stories and learn from your journeys. And remember, like any good video game character, you're on an adventure and every step you take matters. There's some gnarly bosses, sure, but so many good friends along the way who will support you and powerful rewards for those who persevere. The fucking hello fellow kids meme applies right here with that fucking sentence. So keep believing, keep playing, and know that you truly belong in this game. Fuck that shit. No, the fuck you don't. So with her in charge of Nintendo of America, guys, it ain't looking too hot for me. And a lot of people. And Nintendo of America has done a lot of shitty things these past couple years. They really have. There's the censorship, the massive amounts of censorship. Like how recently they removed the Great Rebellion game from their eShop. And they censored it. And they're like, oh, because it has right-wing propaganda, i.e., it just made fun of some of the radical leftist, like, opinions and shit. And they're like, evil right-wing, you're gone. Oh, okay, so that game can fucking go. But all the other AI slop and literal porn games are allowed to stay on your fucking shop. Okay, now listen here, man. I'm all for some couple Gooner games, alright, okay? I'm a fan of Galgun, so you know what I mean? Like, I'm all for the Gooner games. But there's a difference between a Gooner game and literal fucking porn on your site. So this game goes because, ooh, it hurt my fifis. Fuck you. Fuck your feelings. Then there's the whole Tamagotchi life thing recently where they put the non-binary option in there. I don't give a fuck that you can be gay in that game. If you're gay and you want to be gay in the game, live your fucking life. I don't give a shit. The non-binary thing is the one that strikes me because, again, this game's targeted more to kids, and you're putting the shit towards kids. It's evil. Don't do that. There's Vivian, or in the Thousand Year Door remake, they tried to make it implied that, oh yeah, Vivian is actually trans and all this shit. When in the original version, it was just, no, Vivian's a boy who dresses like a girl, so he's a cross-dresser, which is weird, but it's fine, I guess. And now they're trying to push Vivian as trans type of thing. I take you to the meme of it's like, well, how did he become a ghost? And then Mario and Peach, the big one where they're like, oh yeah, Mario and Peach are just friends. There's no romantic interest there. Go fuck yourself. Huh? Go fuck yourself. Everyone knows Mario and Peach is the romance. It's the romance. Mario and Peach. It's the damsel in distress. She's the love interest. Mario's the hero. He saves her. She gives him a kiss after. It's how it goes. It's how it's always been. No matter what you say, that's how it's going to be. And I recently just saw that the voice actress for Zelda was asked about the relationship about Zelda and Link, and she's like, I have to be very careful about how I answer this. And she basically was said like, oh, it's ambiguous type of thing, when previously before she had said that she believes they're a couple. Nintendo of America probably called her and said, what the fuck you just say? Because these people hate relationships. They hate romance because they are devoid of romance and love, so all the characters must be devoid of romance and love. Go fuck yourself. And even putting like a lot of that ideological stuff to the side, Nintendo's practices recently have been awful in terms of pricing. The price of the Switch 2, how they've increased the prices of games, how games from fucking like 2017 are still full price to this day. You go into a store and you see Mario Odyssey on the shelf. It started at $70 in 2017. It's still fucking $70 today. The game that came out almost a decade ago is still full price. Still full price. Meanwhile, I can walk to a fucking Walmart and see Final Fantasy 16 for $40. What the fuck is going on here? That shit is stupid. And what else is stupid? The discounts. You rarely see games on sale for Nintendo, and when you do, the discount is like 10%. What the fuck, man? How do you expect people to just constantly buy your shit if it's, like, priced out? Like, they have to take out a fucking loan to buy the new Kirby game. It's fucking stupid. Now, of course, you have the Nintendo dick riders who are gonna buy everything, because of course they will. They love sucking that Nintendo cock. But for an average Joe, you're just gonna go, no, I'm kind of good. That's me. I don't have a Switch 2. I don't fucking want one, man. I'm not paying that price. I'm not paying like $600 for a fucking gaming console. Okay? Do you know what I could... all the shit I could buy for $600? Imagine all the video games you could buy for other systems with $600. I could fill out most of my PS2 library that I have on my wish list with fucking that, dude. I could go and find some Wii games that I've been looking to buy for $600 fucking dollars and get them. I might be able to get my hands on Pandora's Tower and The Last Story finally if I had $600 fucking dollars. You want me to pay that for a fucking console, which is just an upgraded Switch? It's the same fucking thing? No! And the pricing of the games is ridiculous. $80, dude! $80! For Mario? No! I was barely buying him for $60. I ain't paying him $80. Another thing I want to bring up is Nintendo Selects. Near, like, when we get closer, when the console was kind of, you know, it had found its identity, Nintendo Selects was a thing, and they would put games, a lot of the more older, like, top-tier games, would go on discount. They put them $20-$30 forever now. They are now Nintendo Selects, and they got the little banner, right? That's something Reggie Fils-Aimé did a lot. As soon as Reggie left, gone. Full priced, bitch. Pay me. I ain't doing it, man. I ain't doing it. I got so much of the Switch library still got to go through. Okay? I will get a Switch 2 in like 10 years. After I've gone through the Switch library, okay? So, as a whole, just to end this off and my little thing here, all three major gaming companies are run by people who don't have the best interests of gamers at heart, and that sucks. Xbox looks like it's being sunsetted. PlayStation is run by a guy who cares about live service games and his own IP. Nintendo is run by a bunch of people who don't have gamers' best interests at heart and are greedy fucks and want to push an agenda. That is awful around all across the board. So I just don't think we're in a good place with who runs our gaming companies at the moment. And the best thing you could do to combat that is to support the other ones. Support indie devs. Support people who are outside of this monopoly conglomerate space and actually want to give you a good experience, like Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight Silksong did fucking amazing for $20, and it was its own indie little thing. I mean, look at the indie games that did great just recently, right? Like Lords of the Fallen, Schedule 1, Ball Pit, Balatro, right? Expedition 33. Outside of this whole corporate landscape, they've done amazing things. And that's what you have to support. Support that, and that will eventually, hopefully, force these gaming companies to course correct and go back to serving us. Because remember, they are nothing without us. Entertainment companies are nothing without the customers. And if you show them that and you hurt them where it hurts, which is their wallet, they will eventually start to listen. So that's it from me. Let me know what you guys all think in the comments down below. I'll see you all next time.